One impossible ultimatum, one blank check, 5 catastrophic mistakes that killed 40 million people. Here's how World War I really started, and why every leader saw it coming but couldn't stop it. 25 days after Archduke Franz Ferdinand's assassination, Austria-Hungary delivered an ultimatum to Serbia. But this wasn't diplomacy. This was a declaration of war disguised as negotiation. July 23, 1914. 10 demands, 48-hour deadline. The kicker? Demand number 6 required Serbia to allow Austro-Hungarian officials to enter their territory, conduct investigations, detain suspects, and supervise punishments. This was tantamount to giving up their self-governance. Imagine a foreign power demanding the right to police your own country. Serbia agreed to 9 out of 10 demands and proposed international arbitration for the rest. Austria's response? War declaration on July 28th. The Austrian ministers who drafted this ultimatum fully expected rejection and wanted it. They weren't seeking justice for Franz Ferdinand. They were seeking an excuse to crush Serbian nationalism once and for all. But Austria couldn't act alone. They needed Germany's backing. And on July 5th and 6th, 1914, Kaiser Wilhelm II gave them exactly that. The blank check, Germany's unconditional pledge of faithful support no matter what Austria did. This wasn't careful diplomacy. This was a colossal gamble and what historians call the central plank of the case for German responsibility. Wilhelm and Chancellor Bethmann Hollweg saw this as their now or never moment. They gambled that an unambiguous stance would keep Russia on the sidelines. They were catastrophically wrong. Here's what makes this decision so reckless. Austria's commitment to war, backed by Germany's blank check, came before any response from Russia, France or Britain. Germany locked itself into supporting a war that hadn't even started. July 29, 1914. Tsar Nicholas II held the fate of Europe in his hands. Think of the thousands and thousands of men who will be sent to their death. That night, Nicholas actually countermanded his own mobilization order after receiving a telegram from his cousin, Kaiser Wilhelm II. For a few hours, Europe stepped back from the brink. But on July 30th, his generals returned with a brutal truth. Russia had no plan for partial mobilization. Attempting it would seriously disorganize general mobilization and risk disaster. That evening, Nicholas signed the General Mobilization Order. Effect? July 31st, 1914. This act effectively shattered any prospect of averting a great European war. Germany now had its casus belli, its reason for war. Berlin could claim they weren't merely responding to Russian aggression. The German war machine, planned for decades, began to move. Germany's war plan, the Schlieffen Plan, required attacking France through neutral Belgium. Kaiser Wilhelm II suffered from a misperception of the political importance of the British monarchy. He genuinely believed his cousin, King George V, could keep Britain neutral. August 4th, 1914. German troops crossed into Belgium. Britain had guaranteed Belgian neutrality by treaty since 1839. This violation gave the British government the just casus belli needed for cabinet support. Britain declared war. Wilhelm was personally outraged at what he saw as George V's duplicity. But this wasn't betrayal. This was Germany's catastrophic miscalculation of British commitment to its allies and the balance of power. The war was now global. But how did Europe become this powder keg in the first place? The answer takes us back 24 years. Otto von Bismarck had constructed a masterpiece of diplomatic engineering. By 1887 he achieved the apogee of the Bismarckian system, the Triple Alliance and a secret reinsurance treaty with Russia. This system had one goal: keep France isolated and Germany secure. Then in 1890 Kaiser Wilhelm II fired Bismarck, the same Wilhelm who would give Austria the blank cheque 24 years later. Wilhelm's successors made what historians call a terrible mistake. They refused to renew their reinsurance treaty with Russia. Russia, now available, concluded the Franco-Russian alliance in 1894. Britain, alarmed by German naval expansion and Weltpolitik, ended its splendid isolation. Entente cordiale with France in 1904, Triple Entente with Russia in 1907. By 1914, Europe was split into two hostile blocs: Triple Entente versus Triple Alliance. Bismarck's carefully balanced system, designed to prevent exactly this scenario, was destroyed. One firing in 1890 led to 40 million deaths in 1914 to 1918.